Hello students, welcome back to chapter 4 Literary Heritage of India. Today we are going to discuss regarding the ancient universities of India. In first one, that is Nalanda University. Last year the question was this picture was given and it was told to identify this picture and write short note on this picture. The question can be in such a way also. So we will have a look over Nalanda University. So Nalanda University was situated at Badgaon village of Patna district in Bihar. The Nalanda was given more importance because it was having Buddhist and Jain tradition. This ancient university also became a pilgrimage of Jains as Mahavir Swami has performed 14 Chaturmas over here. So university was actually first famous as pilgrim. It was a Tirth Sthal for Jain peoples because Mahavir Swami has attained 14 Chaturmas. Chaturmas means a kind of a salvation or moksha only. Here in 5th century, Kumar Gupta had built a monastery over here. Monastery means the sages and saint who leave their house and search for the truth. They wander from one place to another. So this is a monastery where they live at night after leaving their home. So in 5th century, Kumar Gupta had built a monastery over here. Since then the fame of Nalanda increased. So initially it was a pilgrim center, next it became a monastery. There we can see thousands of priceless treasures of manuscript. Manuscript means written work, written script. That this give as a knowledge that what was the culture over there. This was a pious place. It was a pious place of Indian culture. Students from various part of the world used to come here, and the great traveler Huan Sang, he also came over here. Today we can see only the ruins, but amidst the ruin we can see the glorious culture of India over here. A student who has passed from Nalanda, he was considered as an ideal student. Means a student who is has passed from Nalanda means he knows everything. He is a all-rounder also. He is a ideal student. A student, whatever the quality a student must have, these qualities are possessed in the student once he has passed from Nalanda. From 5th to 11th century, education was best over here, and even Nalanda was having a best library of the world. Many students from India used to come here, study and do the research in library of Takshashila. Means in next university you are going to know Takshashila. It was also like a Nalanda University. So Huan Sang, he took away 657 books from here to China. He visited here in 7th century. Now, how was the Nalanda University? It was having a 7 huge halls. There were 300 rooms for delivering lectures. Special monasteries were also built for students. The students need not to go to their home. It was like a hostel. They used to stay over there. Even many villagers have donated for university subsistence, that to run the university. Food and clothing facilities, they were provided free of cost. How it was provided free of cost? Because the villagers used to donate the money. With the help of that money, all the facilities were provided in Nalanda. Its book repository, that is library. What is a library of Nalanda known as? It is known as Dharmagunj. What is the library of Nalanda known as? It is known as Dharmagunj. So during 5th to 11th century, Nalanda was very well known, and it has achieved esteem center. Esteem center means we cannot compare Nalanda with any university. It has all the qualities, and it has gained the position at apex point. So this was regarding the Nalanda University. Next we will talk about Takshashila. This university was located at Rawalpindi of present Pakistan. It was a capital city of Gandhar region. So Takshashila, it was a city of ancient Gandhar region, Where it was situated? It was situated in Rawalpindi of present Pakistan. Here education were given on 64 subjects, and most of the students used to stay with Guru only. Jiva, he is a disciple of Lord Buddha. He also learned the Ayurveda over here. According to a belief, the university was named after the name of Taksha, the son of Bharat. Who is the Bharat? That is a brother of Lord Ram, born in Raghukul. So the name Takshashila is given on the name of the king Taksha. Here it was very renowned education center like Nalanda. Here now speciality is that students were free to study the subject of their interest. In spite of the limit allotted of 20 students per teacher, they used to teach even more because the demand of the education in Takshashila was much. Actually, their limit was that one teacher and 20 students. But due to the demand, even they used to teach more. Students from distant cities like Varanasi, Rajgriha, Mithila, Ujjain, they used to come and take the education over here. Even the prince of Varanasi and Prasenjit, who is Prasenjit, the king of Kaushal, they also studied here. Even the great Gramanian Panini, who has written Ashtayagi, and politician Kautalya, he also got education from here. So Takshashila was a very best center for higher education, and normally here the student used to stay with Guru. What were the topics taught over here? The education of Vedas, military science, Gaj Vidya, archery, grammar, philosophy, warlore, astronomy, astrology. They were the topics explained. Chanakya, the mentor of Chandragupta Maurya, he also studied here. Chinese scholar Fa Hin, he visited this university in the beginning of 5th century. So when did Fa Hin visited the university? At the beginning of 5th century. Next, Varanasi. Varanasi is situated at Kashi. Varanasi was famous for the pilgrim center during 7th century. It was famous education center. Here it grew as a religious center for Aryan culture. In Upanishad period where the students, teacher would teach, Guru used to teach students that dialogue form. There was no book. We have already seen that is the mysteries of the life, mysteries of death. So that Upanishad period, Varanasi was a religious center. The king of Varanasi is Ajat He was a great philosopher of Upanishad age. And he was even the great supporter of education. It is mentioned in Vyas Samhita that Maharshi Ved Vyas had his ashram in Varanasi. So, with the help of the Vyas Samhita book, we can know that the Ved Vyas, he also used to reside over here. Next, even Lord Buddha chose Varanasi only the suitable place where he used to do the propagation, that is a preaching. Even the potent philosopher, that is Adi Shankaracharya, he also moved to Kashi. There he adopted the principle of Vedants. Next, Vallabhachari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are the pioneers of Pushti Marg, the Bhakti Marg, they also attained their prestige over Kashi only. Even majority of scholars from Punjab, they came to Kashi to get the education. Many princes came over here. Even monastery at Sarnath, it also became a famous education center under the patronage of Emperor Ashoka. So which university became a famous education center under the patronage of Emperor Ashoka? So the answer is next, Vallabhi. Vallabhi University, it is famous in 7th century. It was significant contribution. There was a significant contribution of contemporary ruler of Vansh dynasty and its people to make Vallabhi a well-renowned and huge center of education. Now, when this Vallabhi got significant, So it was during the ruler of Vansh dynasty. At the time of Vansh dynasty, Vallabhi became renowned, and even the people also contributed towards the contributed towards the Vallabhi University. Vidyadham, that is Vallabhi, it was a center of Hinayan culture of Buddhist religion. In the middle of 7th century, Buddhist scholars like Srimati and Gunmati, they were the leading principles of Vallabhi. So they were the main peoples. That is, main peoples. They are the Buddhist scholars Srimati and Gunmati. They were the famous principles. Next, the students from the distant areas of Ganga Yamuna, they came over here for the higher study. Even Chinese traveler It Sing. Here the name of the Chinese traveler is It Sing. He also noted that Vallabhi completed with famous education center. How the Nalanda was famous, that all the qualities are there in the Vallabhi University also. Who said like that? So it is said by Chinese traveler It Sing. Even Vallabhi was a capital and international port. The ruler of Vallabhi, they belong to Maitrik dynasty. Vallabhi's contribution is done by Vansh dynasty, but here that's why the word contemporary is used over there. So the rulers of the Vallabhi, they belong to the Maitrik dynasty, and even they gave the education. They patronized education and university. Patronizing means helping, giving fund. It is noted that the royal people of Maitrik, they were not Buddhist, but still they were very helpful in patronizing the education, giving the fund and running the university. In 775 AD, Arabians attacked, and because of which the Maitriks were defeated, and even the university was closed down. So the name of the scholars were written on the gate, and the scholars, by showing their erudition, if they show that they have studied from the Vallabhi, means they used to get a higher right in Raj Sabha. So knowledge, worship and particular system of education is famous not only in India but also in the world, and people from the distant area, they came here to learn. So it was actually an international university in real sense. Almost all the branches of knowledge was taught over here. Even the maintenance of university was done by the kings and landlord. And main thing is it is showing the loyalty of the people towards the university. It was a renowned, famous university for the knowledge of arts and science. So these are the certain question. Short note on Takshashila Vidyapit, medieval literature, that is all from Sanskrit. You have to write many Veda. How many Vedas are there and which are they? Vallabhi University, Nalanda Vidyapit means it is clear that all the university, Nalanda, Takshashila, Vallabhi, it is very important. Next short note on Yajurveda, that is a Vedas of Yagna. Which information is mentioned? Which philosophical principles are given in Srimad Bhagavad Gita? So it is said that one can achieve the moksha by Gyan, Bhakti and Karma. So I hope this chapter is being